Hello and welcome to Just One Thing from Swell. In case we haven't met, my name is Jenny Vance. Just One Thing from Swell is a program where we dive into one tip, trick, or feature to help you get the most out of your Swell license. And today we're going to be talking about a topic we get asked about a lot, which is what is the difference between donors, fundraisers, and ticket holders? Is there a difference? Understanding the difference is really important if you're using peer-to-peer strategies like leaderboards, for instance. And in a nutshell, all ticket holders start out as fundraisers, and fundraisers and ticket holders are always participants. Donors, on the other hand, can be participants, but they don't have to be participants. Now, I know that sounds like a little bit of a logic puzzle. So, in order to make that a little bit clearer, and our session today is going to be really short, but we have time for questions at the end. But in order to clarify the difference between donors, fundraisers, and ticket holders, I'd like to look at this concept through a story, through the journey of some sample participants in our pretend walk event. So the event we're using today is walk.swell.gives. You can follow along there, or you can just stay here and go through the slides with me. I have screenshots of everything, so we won't actually have to dive into that event. In this event, we're using the group function. So remember in Swell, we have two different types of teams. We have tables/teams, and then we have groups. And so teams/tables, that has a finite number. Groups, on the other hand, have an unlimited number of participants on a team. And that's what we wanted because this is a walk event. And this event, like I said, doesn't use tables, but even if it did, the principles would be the same. So this has registrations, and it also has the Become a Fundraiser button enabled. That's not required, but you could enable it if you wanted to. Okay, so let's jump into that. So here we have Ima's page. Ima Gardner is one of the Community Gardens board members. We're pretending. She's passionate about bringing educational gardening programs and sustainable food practices into her community. And she's going to be participating in our walk this year as a fundraiser and as a walker. So she already has a ticket, and she's on the team called Dirt Under Our Nails. And so we're looking at a screenshot of her page now. Now, she would have received this, a link to this in her ticket email. Remember, you can edit any of your emails, including the ticket email, in the email editor in your Swell dashboard. So if you have questions about that, let me know at the end, and I'm happy to answer them. So she would have gotten this link. And because Ima knows that personal appeals generate the most funds, and that's her goal, she wants to raise the most money she can for the community garden, she grabs that link from her email and she drafts an email for herself that she'll use as a template. She's going to send out that template one at a time to her friends and family. And she's going to send everyone basically the same email, but she's going to personalize it and send them one at a time. So in case it's not coming through on your screen really clearly, just want to quickly read it to you. So her subject line is, "Will you help me support the community garden?" She says, "Hi, Flora. As you know, I love working with the community garden. They're having their annual walk fundraiser this spring. It's a great excuse to get out into the fresh air while raising money for a great cause at the same time. I'm walking and I'd love to have you join me. To register, just go to my personal page." She puts her link in there and click the register button. Be sure to select Dirt Under Our Nails as your team when you register because she wants them to be on her team. Can't come on walk day? You can still join our team virtually by clicking the Become a Fundraiser button on that same page. And if fundraising isn't right for you, you can donate toward our team by clicking the Give Now button. Every little bit helps. Here's that link again in case you need it. Thanks in advance for your help. Your support means the world to me. So she's going to grab this email and she's going to personalize it for each of her friends. So first up, we've got Flora. That's who that one was addressed to. So this is Flora Fundraiser. And Flora, she can't come to the walk, but she decides she wants to participate virtually. So she clicks that Become a Fundraiser button. And then next, we have Donna Donor. Donna receives the same basic email from her friend Ima, And she doesn't want to be a fundraiser this year and she can't come this year, but she still wants to support her friend. So she clicks the Give Now button and she makes a donation. Finally, we have Ima's friend, Tina. And Tina thinks the walk sounds like a great idea. So she clicks the register button. She's going to be on on Ima's team, and she's going to walk along with her. All right. So Tina, she goes to the checkout page and she registers herself and her husband, Tim, ticket holder, to register them both at the same time. And she adds a donation. So you can see here that she selected Dirt Under Her Nails, Our Nails, as the team. And she's added a $25 donation and she's credited Ima down here for all of that. So her order summary at the bottom shows you that one ticket in her name, one in Tim's, and one $25 donation, and then her total is reflected on the bottom. So that's going to be important in just a minute when we get to the summary of how each of these people would play out in this situation. So if we look at the summary screen, it shows a breakdown in terms of donors versus ticket holders versus fundraisers and who's who. So remember, all ticket holders start out as fundraisers in Swell. And so Tim and Tina are both fundraisers, and they're also both ticket holders. Remember our friend over here, Flora Fundraiser, she wanted to participate virtually, so she's not going to have a ticket. She didn't register for a ticket, but she is also a fundraiser. And then all three of these participants are on the leaderboard. So they're all on the leaderboard. Now, Tina, she made a donation when she bought her ticket, so she's also a donor. Whereas Tina registered Tim for him, so he is not a donor, at least not yet. He could donate later. All right, and then finally, our friend Donna Donor here. She is not a fundraiser. She's not a ticket holder. She is a donor, but because she's not a participant, she's not on the leaderboard. So let's look at those leaderboards just to see how that all comes together. So as you can see here, here's a screenshot from the leaderboards. This is just actually the same leaderboard. I just wanted to show you that Ima is a little bit further up in the leaderboard, and Tim, Flora, and Tina are a little bit further down. And that's because Ima has raised more funds. So those who have raised more appear at the top of the leaderboard. So you'll see that Ima, Flora, Tina, and Tim all have their own personal fundraising pages. Donna does not, because again, she's not a participant, and they also appear on this leaderboard. So they can grab their links from their ticket email and share that with their friends and family, and then their score would go up as well. All right, so here's what Ima's page looks like now after this activity. So you can see that she's updated her profile picture, so we can see her face there, and then you see her donors listed here below. And you'll see that Donna is here, and Tina is here. Tim is not. Ima also made a donation, so she's there too. So Tina is here twice, and that is because we get a question about this often too. So that's because Tina bought a ticket for $50. And then Tina also made a donation for $25. So both of those things are going to show up as donations or transactions here on this page. Okay. And because Tina, when she made her purchase, she credited everything towards Ima, she appears here, and her page would have a 0 amount because you can only count it once. Okay. So like I said, today is really, really, really short. So we're actually at the end of our topic today, and then I'll dive into your questions. But before I do that, I just wanted to leave you with a few little tips and some reminders. So if you need to change a ticket holder's name, remember, all ticket holders start out as fundraisers in Swell. So you're going to want to head over to the Fundraisers tab. You can edit someone's email address or someone's name there. That's helpful if maybe someone registers for your event, but then they can't come, so they're gifting their ticket to someone else. You could change the name on the ticket, so you'll have that in when they check in. You can edit your ticket email in the email editor, and you can also edit any of your other emails, including your in-person reminder emails. So the in-person reminder, we've talked about that. We've spent an entire one of these sessions on reminders. So I know that you know this already, but just in case you need the information again, you can send that reminder email anytime you want. And every time you hit the send button, it's going to go out to everyone who has a ticket. So you can edit and send it as often as you want to, and it won't go out until you send it. Remember, if you go to send it though, please remember to change your subject line, because you may put a time in there, like the event starts next week, and then you're sending it again 2 days out. So make sure you update that subject line when you update the email. All right, and then our final tip here. So Ima created her own email. You could just as easily create that email template for your fundraisers if you wanted to. You can provide them with a fundraising toolkit, which we have examples of in your help desk. And when I put this in the help desk, I will link to that so that you can find it. It's a PDF and you can edit it and put in your own information. So you could create something similar. If you're going to do that, this is just something else that I've found helps with emails. We're going to go back now. We're going to go back and look at her letter one more time. So when you're creating your emails, or when you're creating this templates, as Ima did, bold the important part. So either bold or use a different color font. Different kinds of fonts don't really help as much as a different color or a bold. And what this does is help people get the information that's most important, bold the most important things, and they get that information quickly, because, we're all busy and we tend to skim. So we don't read things word for word. And when we don't, if we can get these things that stand out to us, like here she says register, and then she's got register button, those are bolded. Her link is bolded. Join our team and participate virtually. All of that is bolded. So you can look at this at a quick glance and capture the most important information. You can use bold in your emails in the email editor, and of course, in any templates that you create for your fundraisers. So with that, I just want to remind you, if you need help at any time, we are here for you. There are a few ways you can get help. In the left-hand menu, you'll find this button for the help desk. And in the footer, anytime you're logged into Swell, you'll find this link to the help desk. And anytime you click that, you'll be able to search through our repository of articles. There are articles on pretty much any question, but we also don't want you to feel stuck. So if you can't find what you're looking for, or you just don't have the time to look for it, email us at support@swellfundraising.com. We'll get back to you just as soon as we can, and it's usually within the same day. So with that, I just want to see if there are any questions. Are there any questions? I'm going to look at the chat. So the chat is in the lower part of your screen. You should be able to access the chat and type in any questions. And if you don't have any, looks like we don't right now. So with that, thank you for coming. This is our last Just One Thing for 2024, and we'll be sending out what's coming up in 2025. Hard to believe it's already almost here. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll talk to you next time. Thank you.